You're watching the Central Post. This is Samik Sharja. When a neighbor is in pain, the instinct is to reach out. Sri Lanka, battered by Cyclone-Hit, which flooded entire towns, displaced thousands of families, and left hospitals struggling for basic supplies, resulting hundreds of deaths, has seen an outpouring of support from across the world. India sent rescue teams, essential supplies, and opened its airspace without hesitation. Pakistan also chose to contribute, and honestly, on paper, that should have been a beautiful gesture. But then reality opened the crates. They sent humanitarian aid to Sri Lanka, 100 tons of love, solidarity, and tons of expired fruit from 2024. Yeah, in December 2025, they generously donated stuff that went bad 13 months ago. And my knowledge, that's not aid, that's a biological welfare with extra steps. But you know what? We should get it. Times are really hard in Pakistan. The economy is on life support. IMF is their permanent roommate. Many there think electricity is a surprise guest. And they still decided to play global hero. But when Sri Lankan authorities opened the crates, they discovered something rather extraordinary. Packets of milk powder, flour, medicines that had crossed their expiry dates an year ago. Some date back as far back as October 2024. One struggles to find the right word. Unfortunate oversight feels too generous. Embarrassing is accurate but somehow insufficient. Perhaps the most precise description is simply revealing. Because charity is not judged by the weight of the consignment or the brightness of the photo op. It is just by the care embedded in it. Sending food that even domestic warehouses would have been rejected is not an act of solidarity. It is, at best, absent-mindedness at an international scale, and at worst, an indication that the giver's own house is no longer in order. As the Pakistani High Commission proudly posts pictures, smiling diplomats need rows of boxes captioning unwavering solidarity. But the only thing unwavering here is their commitment to international level of embarrassment every time. They acted like that they handed over some gold bars, not the rejected truck from some godown in Lahore that even rats refused. Sri Lanka be like, very politely, very nicely, thank you, but we rather not poison our flood victims. That's for take your garbage and leave. That was satire. In real, they responded with the restraints they are famous for. A quite diplomatic note conveying everything, saying serious concern. Meanwhile, India quietly sent actual usable aid, actual rescue teams, and even allowed Pakistani planes to overfly our airspace without the usual drama. We basically gave them VIP lanes, but they were busy shipping 2024 expired to the 2025 disaster victims. One is reminded, almost involuntarily, of a previous Pakistani relief mission to Nepal in 2015, where the aid included packets of beef masala sent to a deeply Hindu nation. A decade apart, the pattern persists. Good intentions announced with fanfare, followed by execution that leaves recipient nations searching for a polite way to say thank you and no thank you. There is a broader lesson here, and it is not just about Pakistan alone. When a country is struggling with its own floods, its own power cuts, and its own empty shelves, the urge to project generosity abroad can outrun the ability to deliver it with dignity. That is not malice, it is mismanagement wearing a mask of magnanimity. As India, by contrast, kept its aid quite swift and scrupulously checked. Because in moments of crisis, neighbors do not need symbolism, they need things that work. Clean water, unexpired medicines, and food that will not harm their children. So let us wish Sri Lanka a speedy recovery, and let us hope that the next time solidarity is offered, it arrives fresh, functional, and free from the faint smell of yesterday's warehouse. After all, compassion should never come with an expiry date. Keep watching the Central Post for more.